Oh my god. Guess it's just gonna go flying. Hmm. I totally zoned out for like a cool 2 minutes. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I wasn't here this weekend. I had a crazy weekend. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm in happy September. I didn't get to say that. I cannot believe we're into the spooky season, which I'm here for. Yes, I'm coming to you early this morning with my bonnet on because my hair's done. I just didn't want to take the bonnet off. Um, this weekend has been the epitome of bat guano crazy. It's Tuesday. Oh, I keep saying Monday. Thank you. I needed that. My son on Friday didn't feel very well, and he Thursday was back to school night. We went to back to school night. I wasn't feeling good. The DJ was really loud at the kids' school. Happy Tuesday. Um, and I just left early, and Kendall came and did like we like high five, tagged him, and he did back to school night. My son woke up on Friday morning. He wasn't feeling very well, and I think I told you guys on Friday that he wasn't feeling very well. Turns to find out he has COVID. this this round of COVID's no joke, guys. Please, 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 hand sanitizer up, and like if you can avoid contact, like touching someone, like elbow bump instead of fist bump or whatever, it is no joke because I'm still dealing with some ramifications of it. So while my husband was finding out my son was having COVID, I'm getting tests done, and they're saying that I have long term ramifications, that my CT scan with the iodine or whatever that stuff is that makes you feel like you have to go pee. They were laughing at me when I was saying that, but it's really warm. Like you get it in your IV and you can start feeling it in your chest, and it goes all the way down almost to your lower like thigh level. And immediately I was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna have to use the bathroom. Hey. Hey from Singapore. So I was they were telling me that they could see in the CT that I have long-term COVID like in my lungs and in some other areas, and they wanted to just to do all together different tests, and they're talking about different studies that are going down in John Hopkins for vaccines and COVID, all COVID related stuff. And then comes to find out my youngest child has COVID. So Saturday we decided just to chill as a family because it's just been all these medical stuff. But my husband had to give blood for upcoming physical, and I had to go get my first mammogram. So let's talk about that. Okay, first of all, beautiful people, if you either have breast cancer in your family or someone has it, no matter if you're male, female, or non-binary or whatever your heart contents, you should get tested. So I'll give you an example. If your mom had breast cancer at 35, you need to minus 10 years, and at 25 you need to start getting a check annually. And the way it's done is that you go to your doctor gives you a prescription, and then you go to it. Early detection is key. We're seeing more and more celebrities starting to speak out about it, because early detection is key. If they find it early enough, you may not have to do chemo, you may not have to do anything. It might just have to be removing those few things, and it's done. It didn't hurt. I'm not gonna lie. And the lady who I went to John Hopkins, and John Hopkins has like this really cool video that's on YouTube that shows you how they do the 3D imaging, the through whatever. It's uncomfortable for no more than 10 seconds each time they do it. Like it's not. I've been through worse. I don't know. Or maybe I'm not super sensitive. I'm not super sensitive in my chest, which I feel like I am because every time Loki jumps on me, I feel like I'm gonna die. Um, but it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all. Like I had a lot of people tell me. My mom told me it was gonna be painful and da da. I'm gonna be the one that tells you it didn't hurt. There, I had kids. I've had C-sections. I mean, I've been in a major car accident. This was like cakewalk. So, and then the person was really nice and she was talking to me through the whole through it. It was like 5 minutes, bada bing, bada boom, done. And I'm not saying like 5 minutes your boobs getting squashed. Your boob gets squashed for like no more than 3 to 5 seconds each time. And it's not incredibly painful. It's not like they're squishing it where it's becoming a pancake. They're just trying to squish it so that they can see if there's any mass, lumps, or whatever. Now, with this being said, if I was not, I'm really big chested. If I was like how I was before, where my brother used to call me man chest, where I was like a negative A cup, I can see how that could be unbelievably uncomfortable trying to squish down something that might be pure muscle. So if you have a smaller chest and it's more muscular, I can see how it can be more painful, but keep this in mind. It's only for a few seconds, and a few seconds can save your life. So I know that's a weird topic to talk about on Captain's Log, but it's important. I mean, early detection is key. So that is one thing. So my husband is getting blood work. He's going to the doctor's today. Oh, well, thank you. You're beautiful too. um, so yeah, it's been kind of that kind of weekend. There were some wins. I I guys know that I had this whole anxiety with cutting my daughter's hair before school because she wanted me to cut it. Yesterday I achieved like the perfect hairstyle for her, so I'm feeling really good, you know? I'm feeling I'm feeling really good about being able to make my daughter feel comfortable in her own skin yesterday. Like I that was like pop your collar mom moment. There's not a lot of those when your kids are younger. Everything you pop your collar. You're like, hey, my kids don't have cavity. Pop my collar. My kids didn't get sick. Pop my collar. You know, they didn't have a break. None of my kids broke an arm or a leg or any parts. Pop my collar. But as they progressively get older, they start doing more for themselves. So you don't have a lot of those moments where you're like, I did this. So yesterday I did Hope's hair where she's able to wear it this whole week and feel comfortable in her own skin and she's loving her curls. So I feel on cloud nine right now. It's really hard. All the curly people out there, you understand it's hard to find great products for our hair because curly hair is naturally more drier than straight hair because straight hair the oil sebums has a better chance of going down the shafts and neutral help neutral like making your hair soft and strong and whatever versus the oil for coily or curly or wavy hair has to go down a like a circular path, which sometimes the sebum from the hair your scalp does not meet the ends of your hair. So finding great hair products and getting a great hairstyle without it looking like Hermione and having a massive amount of frizz was on my bucket list for Hope, and I got it, and I feel amazing. So yeah, but today I was gonna get up and sew because I didn't sew on Saturday, Sunday, or yesterday, and I still don't feel good. I have the most congestion I could possibly get. I'm waiting for the doctor to come back and work out a program to see what we're going to do. Right now, my son, because he's a little bit more higher risk because he had meningitis before and he was hospitalized for it, he's had an adverse reaction where his facial extremities are swelling. So his lips are swelling and his eyes are swelling. We had to take him to the emergency room to make sure his throat, because he was saying he was clicking his throat, saying it was really hard to swallow. And they said he's having a adverse reaction to COVID. So normally they don't believe in giving the antivirus to people underneath the age of 18 because there's not enough studies on it. So they gave us the prescription, and we need to go to our regular pediatrician today to bring him in to see if he is a candidate. What are the pros and cons and the long-term effects that we're not aware of? Would it be worth it, or should we keep him on a dose of steroids and Benadryl? With a dose of steroids and having antihistamines, he can't attend school. He won't be able to focus. He'll fall asleep. So it's just, there's a lot of little things in this house right now. Just a lot of little things. So, yeah, his lips, he was looking like the Kardashians. Not to make fun of it. You know, you do your own body. If you want lip injections, go for it. Whatever makes you feel good. That's all that matters. Nobody else, it's your thing. But his lip, he was not feeling it. He has very small lips like me, and his lips were like I was like, "Whoa, did you get some fillers in your room? Is there?" Because if there is, I want to, I want to know what's going on. So he's on it. Hope surprisingly doesn't have it again, but I made her test twice this weekend. I think my husband does. I think when he goes to the doctor today, when he tested him, I think he's going to come back positive, and that is a bit of an issue because he's a manager over several facilities within Maryland. So eh, COVID is going running rapid, but I kind of expected it, but I didn't expect it this soon. Ever since my kids go to school, any parent knows this. Like within the first month of school, your kid gets sick because kids are disgusting and they spread viruses like nobody's business. So, um, and then you wind up getting sick from taking care of your kid. But man, was not prepared for COVID like 4 days into school. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, hi from England, Southport. Let's see. But the rest of it's good. I'm hoping, yeah. There's like a 5-day hold versus, so basically if your kid or yourself can be temperature free for 48 hours, you're able to go back to work. So, we thought we were in the clear that he was going to be able to go to school today, but then swollen lip syndrome came on Sunday, and we thought it was like maybe a fluke. And sure enough, it came in yesterday as well. Um, so yeah, I'm supposed to be sewing today. I wanted to make um a swoon pattern. It was actually suggested by somebody else asking me if I made this one before, and I have. And I realized that it would be perfect for the quilted vinyl um from Alchemats. I was going to sew it up on Saturday so I could show you guys on Sunday, but with all the things going on, I didn't have a chance to sew, which I got to tell you, not sewing is driving me absolutely crazy. But I've been pretty busy trying to take care of the Bambinos and um just get the house, everything right. So, and making sure that my son's okay. Yeah, I know after 3 days, they're just, because I'm telling you, the thing is that when when my kids initially went back to school after COVID, Howard County didn't go back to school for a while. They were like not there for 2 years. And when they finally got back to, everybody had to come in person, everyone had to wear masks the first half of the school year, and my kids didn't get sick. But then when they started doing the mask thing, what happens is that, and this is not to blame any parents for anything. Hear me out. I'm not a person that sees just the negative on something. I see the positive, the negative, and the reasons why maybe people do what they do. The mask helped prevented people that masked their kids' sickness. I know you're like, no, that's two masks in one sentence. What the heck? Some parents are single parents, or they're both parents, and they're working really hard to make ends meet, and they barely can get by. So when their kid gets sick, and it's not like detrimental where they don't have like a cough or they're looking like they're going to pass out, they'll mask the symptoms with like, Sudafed or Mucinex and a combination of ibuprofen, and it lasts 6 to 8 hours. And they're like, hey, my kid wears a mask and puts this medicine in their system, they can go to school still. not knowing or not really concerned that they may affect other kids. And with that being said, I understand. I was being a single parent is incredibly difficult. Your world is basically your child, and your child needs things, so your world also becomes solely your job. So, you know, they have that. So there's a one when I was talking to my shower helmet, it's a bonnet. It helps protect your hair. It makes it keeps it thick and keeps your edges. It's just when in doubt, bonnet it out. Okay. So unfortunately, there's a lot of those kids and and it's not the kid's fault. It's not the parents' fault. It's a situation. There's not a lot of leeway. Like you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. As a parent, if you keep your kid out for 3 days, then people are trying to figure out what's going on with your kid. If you're trying to explain COVID, it's just like it's very difficult. And then because we don't know the parameters of how long COVID is going for, we don't know the long term ramifications. Like right now, my problem is I'm on it 2 different inhalers now because I'm having a hard time breathing. And I first wasn't gonna go in because I was like, "Oh, they're just gonna be like, 'You're fat.' This is it." And they're like, after running all these tests, they realize it's this thing from COVID, and some people it'll go away in 30 days, and some people they've had that has had it for years now. So I'm knocking on some wood that it goes away. I am starting to feel a lot better. Just I'm really worried about my son. I know. Not sewing drives you crazy, right, Margie? Like because you're the Margie was the one that mentioned the doctor bag on from Swoon, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make that. I haven't made that in like 2 years, and I forgot how my thing is if you ever want to get some a good sojo, go to Swoon because you know the patterns no more than 12 pages. You know what the seam allowance is. You know everything. You've made one swim pattern, then you made them all. And then and when you're done, you're like with the modern stuff that we have now with face plates, all this stuff, you can make a swim bag that didn't use didn't use the cool techniques we use now to make pockets and zipper stuff and drop in linings and make it elevate it like so much more, and you'll feel really good about yourself. I promise you. You'll be like, whoa, I'm the best maker in the West. You'll just feel really good. So if you are like having like sojo problems, make a swoon pattern. And if you're like, Shova, I can't make another bag, then do something like a pillowcase. I do have a pillowcase in my it's actually a pillow, how to make a slip cover for a sofa for Halloween. I think it's from 3 or 4 Novaweens ago. Just try sewing something else different and fun. Ugh, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how because inhalers. Okay, I first of all with inhalers, I think I'm doing it wrong, and I think the nurse who seen me was totally giving me bombastic side eye. Like I was not all there because like I would inhale, but I would spray, but for some odd reason I would feel it on my lips and my teeth, but I didn't feel it in my going into my mouth. So yeah, I have like struggle bus is real. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the best patient when it comes down to that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Swoon. I love Swoon and Orosa bags. I really can't wait to make the Brentwood one, the newest one. I know, what they give don't make fun of me, okay? They're telling me if I don't take the inhaler right, they're gonna give me the kitty mask that you put the stuff inside this machine in the mask. You just look, I've never really dealt with inhalers before. Okay. So you think I'm the person that I get stupid complications. Like there's an injection I take for my migraines, and it clearly tells you to take it on the back of your arm, your outer thigh, your inner thigh, or like the top of your hip, right? So I went a little below my hip because my sister, she has a blood clot condition, so she has to take injectables for like blood thinners and stuff like that, heparin and whatnot. So she was like, "Yeah, dude, put an ice pack on there for like 2 minutes. It'll be ice and you won't feel the shot." Because for some odd reason, this particular migraine needle is like a size 18 gene needle here. Okay, it doesn't feel good going in, and you push it, and you can feel all the medicine come, and then it clicks. So I did it and I thought I put it on my hip, but I guess it was a little lower than my hip. Man, my whole like side was black and blue, and I turned like I bruised like a peach. Like just yeah, and then they're looking at you like, what are you doing? Yeah, the nebulizer. But Dawn, you know the nebulizers are for the babies or any kid, anybody underneath. I mean, she that nurse, the bombastic side-eye nurse, she even was like, "Oh, we even have designs that have fishies and sharks on the side for the mask." You know what I was thinking, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Okay. You know what I was thinking, yeah. So, yeah. And my husband has like asthma. His asthma flares up with like during the summer and stuff like that. He doesn't have it like all year round. When he gets sick, he does have to use the inhaler or whatever. He doesn't have to use an inhaler daily, but he was trying to show me how I need to inhale. For some odd reason, no matter whoever shows me, I don't, it just like feels like it goes on my teeth. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I just share that with the world. So if you are on the struggle bus with the inhaler, you're not alone, okay? I tried. Seriously. I'm really bad at it. So if I don't get better, it'll be the nebulizer with a shark or a fish on it. Like they gave my baby when he had got really sick when he was a baby. That's it's just but you know, Lady Fair, thank you. It is a timing thing. It is complete. And the thing is that I feel like sewers, as we are excellent at timing. There's some people, I swear to you, they can drink coffee and their machine can go and they can needle their thread, thread their needle while the machine is going. They're just like they understand the time of the machine. I feel like I do that with curves. Like if you ever watch me quilt, I can hit like without a hitch, I can just move that thing. And I feel like I'm good at timing. But apparently I'm not. And it also could be my nurse, because my nurse is like she's the kind of nurse, she's no joke. So like here's the thing, she may have like a sarcastic and witty bedside manner, but if I was like critically ill, I would want her to take care of me because I wouldn't be able to get away with not taking medicine or like being a brat or trying to give up. Like she's that no nonsense nurse that we're getting you better so you can get out of here so I can help the next nurse. And I kind of always like those people because if I can get away with something, I will. Like I will just it's human nature. So bedazzle it. Yeah, and it'll be like, this is my new inhaler. It's beautiful. It has beautiful purple and blue rhinestones. So yeah, that's basically it. Patreon, we decided on a bag. I reached out. We're gonna be doing a bag from Sewing Arts, and I talked to the designer, and she was so sweet, and she was so excited that it's so fun listening to different designers when I talk to them to ask permission to do a sew along with Patreon, because some designers are first a little reluctant because I think they think that I get a pattern and I share it with everyone, and they're not understanding that no, that is no shape, way, or form. I'm encouraging them to buy your pattern and so we all can sew it together. That's the only way you sew. She was so excited about it, and I'm gonna put a she did it like a whole coupon thing and everything for Patreon for this bag. And I'm really excited to do this one because I particularly have had this pattern since it came out. So I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and I have yet to make it. It looks like it's super fun, but I have sewn patterns from her before, and I think her patterns come together pretty well. She has really good pictures. She doesn't go into wildly description. She kind of reminds me of Shannon gives a lot of details, right? But if I'm trying to see if I have like one of Shannon's patterns around here. It's apparently not in front of me. But Shannon usually gives like 3 or 4 pictures in on one page. And because they're a good size, like a really good size on a piece of paper, I feel like you can follow Shannon's things with looking at her pictures because she'll put her rulers there, she'll have arrows or whatever. Sewing arts is the same. No, no, Corbin. This is called a bonnet. It's been around way before a chef's hat. It's to protect your hair. So, so is that was a fair question because it can't. I never. They do. It kind of looks like the chef's hat off of the Muppets. The guy, the popcorn guy. Do 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 do. So, my kids love that one. So, yeah. So if I'm really excited to do sewing arts because we have not done that in Patreon. And she was just so sweet. And it's funny because most of our conversation, I started it off in English and she is German. So I would do everything in Google's Translate to try to make it easier for her to understand what Patreon is for me. So we had a conversation, like a 30-minute conversation, and I had to Google Translate everything. And it just, thank goodness for whoever created Google Translate. Um, and two, she was just a really kind and sweet, very patient person. So we're doing that. And I actually am I wanted to make our badges for the month of August. I found a really cool file and I was going to make them with my laser printer, my laser cutter, print them, engrave them, and send them out. So I might be doing that part tomorrow or Thursday so I can get them out on Friday. But yeah, there's so many little things coming out and there's so many bags coming out this month and I just can't wait for everybody to see it. There's people that are working on bag patterns that will be out for September. There are bag patterns that are definitely coming out. So there's going to be some pre-orders from different groups and retail from different groups, and I'll definitely keep you posted on everything I know. But yeah, that's all I have. So I hope everyone has a really good day today, and I wish everybody can sew. If you can't sew, it's okay. It's hard. Hopefully we'll be back to sewing this week and we'll be fine. So I'm gonna talk to you all later and have a good day.